Hello crochet lovers, welcome back for an easy tutorial for absolute beginners who want to learn crochet. Today we will learn an increase in the number of stitches. So regardless of the type of stitch you're working with, single crochet, double crochet, treble or any other stitch that you're working on, your pattern may call for increasing the size or decreasing the size of your project. We will look at what is an increase in the project. So we will be doing that with a single crochet increase. You can take any yarn that is lying with you. You can take an appropriate hook that works with the yarn and keep a stitch marker in hand. If you're a beginner especially, highly recommended. So we've got this yarn. We make as many number of chains as we want. So a slip knot in place. I'm going to chain 10. Right, so we've got the appropriate number of stitches that I wanted to make. Now in this we will see how to work a increase. So what I'm going to do is first crochet back to the project, that is row number 2, and since I didn't chain 1 at the end, I will then have 9 stitches right on this chain. So it's curling up a little bit, perfectly fine, not an issue. Once we take another pass, it'll straighten out on its own. As a beginner, you sometimes get anxious about all this, nothing to worry about. So I've got 9 stitches in this row because I started with 10 and then I worked backwards on the project. I took a pass on the chain and now I've got 9 stitches. Now I don't want to reduce the number of stitches again, so I do a chain 1 and I will increase in the middle 2 stitches, right? So let's see how that works. So single crochet, 2, 3, 4 and a 5 in the same chain. So you can see is that here I made 1 single crochet, 2, 3 and 4 and 5 in the same chain. So this is called as an increase in the number of stitches. Again we'll do the same in the next. I've got 1 chain stitch from the last row going, a single crochet. I put 2 single crochets in the same chain, in the same stitch or the chain, dependent upon where you're increasing. Now how to note that you've got an increase? Then for beginners it's quite simple. In the very first video on single crochets, we looked at how each stitch looks like a V when you look at it from the front, right? And the top also like so. But when you want to count how many, one is you can count of course the number of stitches you're making, but how do you increase and realize that you have increased or wherever you have? So there is only one V in each of the first 3, but you can see that there are 2 V's, 1 and 2 in this stitch. So that shows that I've made an increase, right? So I've added 1 stitch extra in each of the middle 2 stitches. Now I've got, instead of 1 stitch in these 2 stitches, I've got 2 stitches each, so total of 4, right? We take another pass. Again I make a single crochet in each of the stitches from the last row, and that's the last one. A little hard to work on when you're starting. And that's it, the last one, right? I chain 1 and I turn my project. Now I will add again the same thing. I'll add an increase in right in the middle, right? So I do a single crochet, four. Now I will add not 1 single crochet in each of the stitches here. What I will do is add 2. So that is an increase of 1. So whenever your project asks for single crochet increase, it means that add 2 single crochets in the single crochet from the last row that you were doing. So that way you have increased 1 stitch. So I'm adding 2 here. So first row we had 9 stitches, second row we made 11, we've added 2 more, so that is a 13. So you can see that the project is starting to become a shape like so, because we've added an increase in the center rows. So most projects that increase with size or as you go will ask for a crochet increase, stitch increase. Whatever the type of stitch you're doing, an increase means that you add another stitch in the same stitch where the increase is asked for. It's a simple kind of understanding, and we'll see in another tutorial how you add a decrease, which means that we will reduce the number of stitches that you're working on. I hope you saw something useful. Bye.